From the very beginning of life on planet Earth, water played a crucial role. Today, the very same water that was drunk by the dinosaurs is still here, having constantly been repurposed through the hydrologic cycle, or as you may know it, the water cycle. This cycle plays an important role in replenishing our freshwater sources, influencing weather patterns, and distributing fresh water. The hydrologic cycle is a large and complex natural system with many different factors impacting its function. But of these many components, it is mainly comprised of three parts: evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. We will begin this overview of the water cycle with evaporation. As the sun beams down on any body of water, for example, the ocean, the water molecules absorb its energy and enter a state of excitement. This continues until the water molecules gain enough energy to create an exothermic reaction that breaks the hydrogen bonds, thus turning the once liquid water into a gaseous state known as water vapor. The amount of water vapor in the air is commonly known as the humidity and varies depending on the place. Tropical places located near large bodies of water and on the equator tend to have greater humidity. This is because when the temperature is greater, more energy is absorbed by the water molecules. Thus, the rate of evaporation increases as the heat increases. It is also important to note that transpiration is another process which occurs that is different from evaporation, and it includes the release of water vapor from the leaves of plants. Following evaporation, as the warm, moist air ascends, it encounters cooler temperatures high in the atmosphere. When the air cools to its dew point, or the temperature at which it becomes saturated, condensation happens. Water vapor molecules attach to the tiny particles referred to as condensation nuclei, forming tiny water droplets. As more water vapor condenses, these droplets cluster together, creating clouds in the sky. Condensation is greatly affected by temperature because cooler temperatures increase the likelihood and amount of condensation. It is also influenced by humidity because the more humid it is, the more water vapor there is to condense. And lastly, it is also influenced by pressure because greater pressure can lead to cooling and increased condensation. The last component of our big three processes is precipitation, which directly follows condensation. As the condensed water droplets pool together and form larger water droplets, they eventually become too large and heavy to remain floating in the air. As a result, the gravitational pull of the Earth brings these droplets down, which is what we call rain. The water that falls down can fall on the ocean or onto land. However, this process does not always yield the same results. Temperature, again, plays a massive role in the form the water takes on its way back down. Typically, it will be in a liquid form. But if the temperature is low enough, instead of liquid, the precipitation can come down in a solid state of water, such as snow or hail. Furthermore, precipitation is again affected by humidity, because the greater the humidity, the more water molecules there are, and the larger the amount of precipitation. Overall, the importance of the hydrologic cycle cannot be overstated. Firstly, the hydrologic cycle is crucial for our freshwater supply. It ensures that our freshwater reserves are replenished, providing us with drinking water, sanitation, and irrigation for our crops. Secondly, weather patterns are greatly affected by the water cycle. Changes can bring about extreme weather events such as heavy rainfall, flooding, or prolonged droughts. These events can devastate communities and disrupt food supplies for many people. Lastly, we need to understand the water cycle because although over 70% of the world is covered in water, only 0.93% of that total water is realistically accessible to us humans. This means long showers, baths, excessive toilet flushes, and even things like car washes deplete our freshwater resources faster than the earth can naturally replenish them. This is why, together, we should be more sustainable and careful about how we allocate our resources effectively. Thank you for watching, and remember to take care of our precious water resources.